Alright, so I wanted to make this video to make sure people don't forget to get this hero before his quest rotates next week. And the hero that I'm talking about is Dire. And you get him from this Wolfie Business questline right here. And it's a pretty short questline, it's only 2 pages long, and you have to get these quests done in ventures, but it's not too bad. So the reason why Dire is so good is because of Frostnite, which is going to be the next Save the World season event. So in Frostnite, it is always considered nighttime. So Dire's hero perk here, where it says during the evening and night, it increases your movement speed by 25% when he's in your support. Well, since Frostnite is always considered the nighttime, you always have this buff active. And speed plays a huge part in Frostnite, especially when you're soloing it, since you're the one that's constantly running all over the map, harvesting and building your base. But an even bigger reason why you should get Dire, and why I titled this video in such a clickbait way, is because Dire gives you this team perk right here, Hunter's Instinct. And this is arguably the best team perk to use in Frostnite. Like, this is what I used to solo Final Frost 128 with a ninja last season. And I'll put a link to that video in the description below. You can check it out and see how overpowered Hunter's Instinct really is during Frostnite. So the way Hunter's Instinct works is for each hero of epic or higher rarity with at least 4 stars, which is your entire support. So it's for each of these 5 heroes. Eliminations during the evening or night grant 0.24% damage and 0.08% melee life leech, up to 40 stacks, and these bonuses last until night ends. Well, since Frostnite is always considered nighttime, you will always have this buff once you stack it up. And I know these numbers look really low, but you have to look at it this way. They stack up to 40 times for each hero on your support. So you take these numbers, multiply them by 40 stacks, multiply them by 5, since you have 5 heroes on your support. So really you just do 5 times 40, which is 200, and multiply 200 by these numbers to get your final buff. So 200 times 0.24%, it ends up being a 48% damage buff and a 16% melee life leech buff. But melee life leech doesn't really matter. It's the 48% damage buff. That's the big one. Because this also increases your pickaxe damage. So you can end up harvesting incredibly fast as a non-outlander. So actually I'll put a clip here to show how much faster you end up harvesting when Hunter's Instinct is fully stacked up. Alright, so it just turned to nighttime. So before we activate Hunter's Instinct, let's just see how fast we harvest with 0 stacks. So, well, those trees are pretty weak. Let's do these rocks. Alright. Okay, so now let's build up our stacks of Hunter's Instinct. Okay, now we should be at max. Let's see, let's hit something, should be 412. Yeah, alright, so 412 is the max. So now let's see how fast we harvest stuff. Right, so we're hitting for 412 regular hits and 825 when we hit the crit spots. So if you eat a coconut, look how fast you can harvest these cars. Right, you can just basically 3-tap these cars. And it will stay this way for the entire duration of Frostnite. And so, right, so let's see here. So our regular hits are 452 and the crits are 905 when you have a coconut active. So that was just the buff to your pickaxe damage. And remember, you still get this 48% buff to your overall damage as well, right? So your Xenon Bow, your pot shots, and whatever other weapons you're using. So yeah, Hunter's Instinct is incredibly powerful in Frostnite. It's arguably the best team perk to use there, in my opinion. And I've soloed all modes of Frostnite on 128 difficulty, even Final Frost. Alright, so yeah, if you guys like this content and want to support the channel, please use code DIGGY in the item shop. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who has used it. Alright, I will leave a link to my Discord in the description. That's the best way to get a hold of me if you ever have any questions on anything. Alright, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.